This is our punctuation lesson 4. Here we are working on using commas and colons where they are needed in letters. The first rule says to put a comma after the greeting of a personal letter. The second rule says to put a colon after the greeting of a business letter. So here we have a comma being used after a personal letter or a colon being used after a business letter. As you can see, we have two types of letters. A personal letter is one that you would write to a friend or a family member. You might also write a personal letter to anyone that you know well. This could be an adult, such as a teacher, if you know this teacher well. If you've had them for a while, you might still write them a personal letter. A business letter, on the other hand, is a letter that you write to someone you do not know. Or it could be someone that you have met or that you know, such as a principal, but someone that you do not have a close relationship to. This is going to be a formal letter. What I mean by formal is that you are not going to use slang, like "what's up?" You're going to be very respectful, very polite, very businesslike in the way that you write to them. This is what you would use if you were writing a letter about a job, or writing a letter to a company, or an author, or someone that you have questions for, or information to give that you do not know well. Now, a comma looks like that, whereas a colon looks like this. The greeting, so both of these come after the greeting. Now if we look down here in our examples, Dear Ralph. Since Ralph is the first name of someone, that tells us this is a personal letter. Now these first two words here, dear and then the name, this is the greeting. So if we look back at our rules, it says to put a comma after the greeting. Therefore, our comma goes here. Do not put a comma after the word dear. Please note that the word dear and the name are both capitalized. This greeting is also not indented. It is along the left side. However, the body of your letter, which is this, we do need to indent the first sentence in the body. Down here, in our second example, the greeting says, Dear Sir or Ma'am. This is a formal greeting. It does not tell the personal name of anyone, so therefore we need a colon. Again, Dear Sir or Madame. All of those words need to be capitalized. Again, you do not indent the greeting, but the first word in the body is indented. Now if we look back up here to our third rule, it says to put a comma after the closing of all letters. So if we go back up to our first letter example, your friend, this is the closing. The name, Gina, which is where you would write your name, is called the signature. Looking at our rule again, it says put a comma after the closing. So your friend, comma, then your name goes on the next line. Notice those two lines are lined up but indented from the front. The first word in the closing is capitalized, but not every word, only the first. Your name also needs to be capitalized. Looking down here in our second example, again, yours truly, this is our closing. Yours is capitalized, truly is not. We still need a comma. That is the same for personal and business letters. Gina Fall. Notice this time, Gina told us her last name. You would do this on a business letter. Notice first and last are both capitalized.